So what we're doing is we're basically explaining where we are in the process so far, as it's been going on for a little bit over a year now, and how far we've come with our needs study and also a site selection, meeting the increased requirements of the Commission of Corrections in New York State, understanding their role in the process, and then having visited 3 different county jail facilities, what we want ours to function like, and the efficiencies that we think that we could gain by the knowledge of visiting those other jails, those local county jails. What we've learned from them is at that point we had hired and engaged our architects. So now we have our construction management folks on board. So we're understanding the intricate details to inside the building, such as what do we want the door locks to work like, and how much width we want in our hallways, and what type of materials we want on the floor of the jail, how much space we need to have for certain different folks that we will hold in our jail, because there are some that cannot be integrated with others. And so this learning curve has been really big. At the same time, it's necessary for us to understand why we're building, what we're building to meet the New York State standards, and the fact that the Commission of Correction has told us if we don't do this, then they will pull any type of jail capacity permits that we have, and we would have to board everyone out. And that's not a place that Genesee County wants to be in today or tomorrow. And so we continue to do our due diligence in getting this new jail off the ground.
So you already have a piece of property and you know where it's going to go.
So the county owns a piece of property, and we had to wait for the Commission of Correction to actually approve the site and how the building, the initial footprint would fit on the site, and they had to approve that in their process. So much of this is dependent upon their regulations and their requirements. But we do own land. We do have to buy and purchase a couple more acres to fit it appropriately. And very graciously, we have a adjoining neighboring landowner who was willing to do that with us and work with us, the county. But we also recognize that we have a county footprint quite close to this building currently, and so driveways won't need to be built, but will need to be improved. And we have significant infrastructure already running by this piece of property. And so those are some of the advantages and efficiencies that we're looking to take advantage of.
So you have completed a lot in the last year. I mean, just getting everything in line. And so what's still left to do? I mean, what is their date to you saying you got to have it done?
So the Commission of Correction has told us that they really want to see that we will take our inmates and put them inside in 2022. So in the way that we see things now is that the legislature has to determine the size of the jail and the number of beds that we have going to be built. This is probably the most difficult time in the history of New York State to be trying to right size beds in a jail because of the bail reform and the social justice agenda that is quite apparent in Albany today. And so we as legislators have a responsibility to look down the road 50 years, not just today. And that's something that weighs very heavily on all of our minds and on all of our shoulders, because this truly is about the future for Genesee County, and we don't want to get it wrong. And so the fact that we are taking our time and deliberating is very important for all of our taxpayers here. You know, we have the opportunity, hopefully, to house in other facilities guests and their inmates, which would help defray the operating costs, but certainly the debt cost is something that we have a plan to take care of. And that is through initially it's through the proceeds of the sale of the nursing home, and at the same time a new revenue distribution program that we share revenue with our towns, villages, and city.
So
And we've
there's
put that into place.
so there's a revenue sharing plan if you're making money out of jail, is what you're saying?
No, we are taking revenue that we already receive,
Oh, I see
and
what you're saying.
we are sharing a capped amount with our towns and villages.
Okay, so that's
Yeah.
what you currently have going.
That's what we currently have going, and that's how we are going to address a debt service
I see.
payment going forward.
I see.
But again, it is about the operating costs.
Okay. And the jail you currently have, tell me really quick, I know you have to go upstairs, what is the age of that jail?
So that jail was originally built in 1902, and the last update to it was done in 1985. It is not up to standard for the newer, I should say, Commission of Correction requirements.
And how many people does this one house?
This one can house 87 inmates, and the way that people move in and out of jails today, it doesn't have the capacity to handle that according to the Commission of Corrections.
So that's why you are where you're at.
That's why we are where we at. Why we are where we're at. There we go. And this constitutionally, this is one of those jobs that the sheriff has through the Constitution of the state of New York. And we can't just fuss this off onto somebody else, onto another county. We already house out our female inmates with others because we don't have the capacity to hold them in our own jail. And that is a situation that'll be addressed with the new jail as well.
Okay. Anything else you want to add? I know we have to go.
I just really appreciate the input of folks that are coming to this meeting tonight, and as always, the legislature is here to hear comments and concerns, because this decision not only addresses us here today, but it also is going to be one that's going to impact our children and grandchildren, and we are very cognizant of that.